Good morning. Bringing another video to you on floral arranging. And today we're going to start with what you see in front of you. I made a wood tray way back when, and I decided I was going to put some Celtic knots on the side just to give it a little bit of decor. The glass bowl is a purple, it's probably a vintage bowl. I found it at a Goodwill probably. I put a little bit of floral foam inside, it's attached, and just some Spanish moss to cover that up so it's not seen. I glued some little, what do you call them, pebbles down the bottom to give it a little bit of a garden feel to it. And what we're going to do today, and I'm probably going to do this in, take multiple videos and put them together, because this arrangement here requires me to do gluing, and I kind of like to do my gluing up to a certain point and then let things set before I go in there and start, you know, doing other things. So basically what we're going to do today, move this out of the way, is we're going to make this. The overall point, I think, is just to show you how to do a fairly simple floral arrangement using the rule of odd numbers. And for this particular arrangement, I basically leaned on the odd number 3. And the reason why we use odd numbers is basically because it doesn't, in nature, you don't see, not typically, things that are perfectly balanced, right? So it feels more natural if it's using odd numbers. But at the same time, we do want it to have some sense of organization. So basically what I'm doing, what I did with this floral arrangement, is I created a collar with the greens. I started with the ferns, 1, 2, 3 with the ferns. Then I went in with some greens, and I filled in 1, 2, and 3 in between the gaps. Now it's not, you have to kind of visualize this, because as I go through, as you get further along in your arrangement, you're going to see gaps. You're going to say, okay, well, I'm going to pop some more greens in here, some more greens in here, some more flowers here. So it's not going to be exactly 3, 3, 3, but that's how you start. That's the foundation. So today, or at least with this part of the video, what I'm going to do is just lay out the ferns in the 3, lay out some of these greens in the 3, and then these purple flowers. And then everything will have to set. And then later on in another piece of the video, I'll come back and I'll put in these white, what are they called? I think they're ranunculus. And, God, I forget the name of these. They're not baby's breath. Queen Anne's lace. So I'll go in a separate video, and I'll probably piece them together, and I'll put in the white flowers and then add in the more greens as I need to fill in spaces. This is a really simple, pretty simple arrangement. You can get really complicated with it, and you can always add in more, but really I didn't want to go too far because I already have a very fancy base here, and I just didn't want it to go too far over the edge. So that's what we're doing today. Put that back. Okay. Now can we see? All right. So I kind of prepped these ahead of time because I wanted to save a little bit of time. So I have some of my ferns already cut, and basically it's going to be 3. So it's going to be like that, and we're going to kind of double it up because you don't want to see a single right? And give it a little bit of, so it's going to kind of be like that to start, right? All right, let's get going. Let's get this started. Get my E6000 glue. I'm not sponsoring them, not yet anyway. And we'll get ourselves started. I have a lot of projects I've been working on. Been incredibly busy. This has been a tough month. Really been a tough month. But let's see. I don't need these down the bottom, so I'm just gonna take them off. Just get a generous amount of glue on the stems. This is gonna be messy. It just is. All right, and I'm just gonna kind of stick this in. And these bend, so we'll push it down, we'll bend it, we'll do what we need to make it, and it's gonna be pushed down anyway once more flowers are put in. All right. By the way, this particular arrangement, the one that's done is already on my website. If I can remember, I'll put it on my, down in the link down in the comments for it. How's your summer been going, guys? Why don't you drop some comments in the down below and let me know how your summer's been. You know, anything special? If you made anything special, I'd love to start networking with people and collaborating with people, and kind of want to get this little thing here going. I think we'll put that there since it's curving a little bit. We'll just go with the curve. And I'm just pushing these stems into the floral foam. And you know, it's not rocket science. If it isn't quite where you want it, you can just pull it out. This isn't like hot glue, so it's not really going to be an issue. It takes a while to set, so if you don't have it quite where you want it, you can always pull it out and put it somewhere else. I like using E6000 rather than hot glue, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of hot glue. It's good for certain things. If you're doing something, you need something to dry quickly. Like I was doing a DIY project with a cat scratcher, a scratching post, and I needed to get the rope glued on there quickly so it stays. It's good for that kind of stuff. All right, so we got the ferns in. Hopefully I'm not too crazy this morning for you, because I had like 2 cups of coffee and I'm flying, so. Yeah, no, that's too big. All right, I don't want huge pieces of things. I just want pieces of things. All right, that's good. All right, now, like I said, we're going to do 3s, but we're going to fill in between the ferns. And stay down. All right. I think that'll be okay. Because I'm going to have a purple flower here, purple flower here, purple flower here, so it'll hold it down. So it's not a big deal that it's sticking up. And if it becomes a big deal, I'm just going to pull it out, put it somewhere else. All right, let's do this one. Get another piece of green, and we will put it here. that leaf. One of the things that I know I've had trouble with when I first started doing floral stuff, because I was scared to death to do it wrong. There is no wrong. If it doesn't look right, you just sort of, you know, you move things around, you pick things out, you move things around. It's faux florals, you can just do it over. I still am scared to death to do real flowers that way because they're real flowers, and I'm afraid to mess up the petals and the stems and all that. So that's something I still have to work on. But all right, so now we're doing purple. These purple flowers here, and the name escapes me. I did look it up. Oh, they are wisteria. These flowers are called wisteria. Let's see if we can bend this down a little bit. Yeah, that's better. It's going to look better when it's... All right, and then we'll have one here and one here. Okay, so let me get that glued in. So it hangs over really nicely. I did another version of this with different flowers, basically the same color scheme, the same color scheme, but with just different flowers. And this one has flowers that hang over more, so I think I like this one better. But the other one's pretty too. That's also in my shop, which I'll list a link to this in my shop, and you'll see them both. All right, so believe it or not, this arrangement is 60% done, 70% done. So at this point, I'm going to stop. And I want this stuff to kind of dry and kind of set before I go in and I start messing around with the white flowers. So the white flowers will be the next step. That'll be the second part of this video. And then that'll be bringing the whole thing together. So before I jump off here real quick while I'm recording, just kind of want to show you a couple of the other things I've been working on as well. Once I get the glue off my fingers, that is. So I'm going to let this aside to set and dry. And you see how we have the three, and then the 3. And I know it may not look perfect now, but when you add those white flowers in the center and then sprinkle some stuff along the sides, it's going to look really beautiful. So, some of my latest projects, which I'm really, really happy with. This one is pink roses, candle holder. I decided to do some small stuff because I realized I have a lot of larger, expensive things in my shop. So I decided to do a couple small things. And you know, you would think if it's small, it's easy to do. This was not, actually took me longer to do this than it's going to take me to do this arrangement we're working on today, believe it or not. But these are all individual stalks, stems of roses. It's not one single candle ring, it's individual pieces that have all been glued into place very carefully and thoughtfully. So I actually really love this. I'm not even sure I want to sell this one because I love it. I don't know if you can see it, see the details in it, the colors. This burgundy color is to die for. I love it. Love it, love it. So I'm going to turn this little candle on. And it's just so cute. It's so cute. So that's one, and then I did a different version of it because I'm really good at doing multiple versions of things. Let me show you the other one. This is the other one. Now it's a little less, slightly different roses in there, and a little less roses, but it's really, still really charming. Beautiful pink roses. And these are nice for like spring. They're nice for summer. They're nice for Easter or Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings. If anybody's got a wedding coming up, let me know. I can do custom stuff like this for your wedding event. Send me an email, because I would love to try and do something like that. Now, I have another project going on, but it's too big to show you on camera. It's a really monster kind of a project. I'm going to have a bouquet of roses here. It's going to be called Rose Bush. I had hand painted this. This is wood, but I put sand in the paint to make it look like stone. So this is going to be a very interesting project when it's done. I'm going to be using, let's see, these roses. I'm on a rose kick right now. So that's a project I'm working on, but I probably won't do a video on that. But anyway, so we're going to let this dry. And then when we come back later, we're going to put the white flowers in, and all this is just going to get kind of pushed down. Turn these around if I can. So you see the top of the leaves and not the bottom. But anyway, we'll fiddle with that later when we get everything set in and set into place, and it'll hold things into place. So I'm going to end this particular video now, and then maybe later on today or tomorrow morning, I'll do the rest of it. And then hopefully I'll have this video out to you soon so you can take a look at it. And okay. All right. Have a great day, and stay tuned to part 2.